If you've been told that eczema is genetic and that your child will just grow out of it, that might not be the whole story. The truth is, eczema isn't necessarily a disease. It's often a symptom of nutritional gaps that modern diets may fail to fill. And the reason your child's eczema is not improving, the very foods you think are helping might actually be working against your child's body. My son had eczema so bad, he would wake up crying, in pain, scratching until he bled. I tried everything, followed the best advice, fed him the so-called healthy foods, and even cut out common allergens. But nothing seemed to be working long-term until I discovered a different approach. When my son started showing signs of eczema at 18 months, I did exactly what any good mom would do. I turned to the experts. The doctors told me it was normal and that I just needed to apply some creams. When that didn't work, I went to an allergist, hoping for more answers. I will never forget what he said to me. Food doesn't do that. That didn't sit right with me because deep down, I felt like there had to be a connection. So I went all in on the natural health path. We were already eating paleo, no grains, no dairy, tons of greens, green smoothies, gut health protocols. I avoided nuts and eggs because of food sensitivity tests. I literally did everything right, but it didn't work. His eczema just kept getting worse. No matter how much kale, spinach, or gut healing foods I fed him, nothing seemed to help long term. Worse, some of those foods actually made him sick. I'd see him holding his belly in pain after eating a healthy meal. And I convinced myself it was his gut microbiome shifting. I remember feeling defeated. I was exhausted, doing endless food prep, trying to give him the perfect diet. And still, my son was miserable. The itching got so bad, he would cry at night. That broke me. And I knew I had to find a way because watching my child suffer while I follow all the so-called right advice was so crushing. After months, no, years of trying everything and getting nowhere, I hit a wall. I remember the exact moment everything changed. My mom made an innocent comment, you know, the kind that hits you, makes you question everything. She said, "Wow, you've hit him so healthy. It's strange that he still has eczema." It stung not because she meant any harm, but because deep down, I was asking myself the same thing. Why? And then I came across something that flipped everything upside down. I read the book by Paul Salino about the carnivore diet. He talked about how he struggled with severe eczema, even while following a strict paleo diet loaded with vegetables. And here's the part that floored me. Vegetables contain chemicals like oxalate and lactase, to name a few, that may interfere with nutrient absorption and actually contribute to inflammation. Wait, what? I had been drowning my son in green smoothies, kale, spinach, thinking I was nourishing him and his gut, but instead I was unknowingly loading his body with anti-nutrients that were preventing him from healing. And that's when it clicked. Eczema wasn't necessarily genetic. It wasn't about food allergy. It was about nutritional gaps. And more specifically, the fact that modern diets are often lacking in deep bioavailable nutrition from animal-based food. The body is always prioritizing survival. If your child isn't getting enough of the right nutrients, the body may sacrifice some non-essential systems, like flawless healthy skin. And if the body is consistently in a deficit because it's not getting the nutrients it needs to thrive, the skin may suffer. So I started to ask myself, what if the problem wasn't what my son was eating, but what he was missing? That's when I decided to stop being scared of going against the grain. I wasn't afraid of animal fats or cholesterol. I was already eating paleo, but the idea that vegetables, the foundation of everything I've been taught about health, could be part of the problem, that terrified me. Because if that was true, it meant that everything that I knew about health and nutrition was wrong. But I hit my breaking point on March 31st, 2020. My son woke up in the middle of the night, crying and scratching so hard that his skin was bleeding. He looked at me with tears in his eyes and said, "Why is this happening to me, Mommy? It hurts so bad." That was it. That was my breaking point. I looked at him and said, "Okay, we are going to try something different. Do you want to try it?" And he asked, "Will it make the itching go away?" I said, "I think so. Let's try it together." So on April 1st, 2020, we began. I stopped the green smoothies. I stopped the high oxalate, high lectin, high fiber, gut healing foods. Instead, I started introducing the foods that I had been hesitant to try. Egg yolks, beef liver. Yes, I had to hide it in ground beef at first. Bone marrow, pasture butter, salmon roll. At first, it was hard. My son wasn't used to these flavors. But after a few days, he started asking for it. And here's the part that amazed me. Within a week, he was no longer itching. By day 30, his skin looked dramatically better. The angry red patches were fading. He wasn't scratching. And because he was sleeping better, his mood improved. Fast forward to today. My son's skin has been clear for 5 years. He sleeps through the night. He's confident and happy. And the best part, he now enjoys complete food freedom. No more elimination diets, no more obsessing over hidden ingredients or worrying about cross-contamination. I don't even put lotion on his skin. And the key wasn't in creams or elimination diets or gut health protocols. It wasn't about cutting out more foods. It was about adding the right ones. If you've tried everything and nothing is working, this might be the missing piece. Want to know exactly what helped ease my son's itching? Download my free guide at the link in the description. Drop a comment if this spoke to you, and hit subscribe for more tips on supporting eczema naturally. Like this video as it helps more moms find this life-changing information.